going on, y'all? It's Check Down Tuesday Hang. We like that. It's different. The pace is relaxed because I don't feel that Sunday anxiety of like, I need to get everything right or everything's going to go wrong. And I don't feel like that about my lineups. I feel like that about your lineups because I want to help the people win. So when we get to Tuesday, I do try to decompress the football a little bit. That makes this show problematic because I got to know what I'm talking about. I almost family showed like 4 minutes in. But let's hang 7 and 9. We got a baseball in an hour. We can watch the first inning, not illegally. We can legally watch baseball together just by talking about it. But as you can see on my left, or my right, your left, I got a ton of cool stuff to talk about. In addition to around first pitch to first inning, we're going to record our waiver streamers week 5 video that actually did really well in terms of YouTube last week. Pop the light on, talk about stuff, live a little, flex. So I'll throw a different sweater on. But what's going on, boys? It's Rick Rosen, boys and girls. You're hanging with me in the Boom Fantasy app. And I hope y'all watch Monday Night Football because that was a banger. I want to talk about Denver and what they're doing Monday Night Football. I want to get this tweet out, make sure everybody knows that we're live, because it happens where like you have to post a live video, but you need the link to watch the video. Just a mess. We're always striving to do better at Boom Fantasy, and it's incremental gains, baby. Incremental gains. If you're watching this, I sent a survey out to most of the users. I hope we answer it. We talk about the stuff that I care about and the stuff that matters to viewers and to users. And I get a lot of good feedback because I'm trying to learn. I'm newish. I'm Jewish and I'm newish. And I'm just trying to... baby bird gets in the water. There's a lot of splashing going around. But then you start to settle. You get your feathers wet. You get accustomed to the temperature and the rhythm of the lake. And it just starts to flow real nice. So I'm hanging. Sorry, typing is so dumb. Yeah, that's dead air right off the bat. So we got to talk about what happens last night, because I saw a lot of stuff from the Broncos fans last night, and we'll go bit by bit here. We'll go bit by bit and talk about why I'm upset. Someone just sent me like picks. Someone just sent me like eliminator picks. Why would you send me like, what am I going to do with those spread picks? I don't understand. Someone just sent me like Packers minus 1.5. Like, what are we talking about? Why are you sending me this? So we're going to talk about the Denver. That says week 4. We got to change it to week 5. Oh my God. Liddy. That says week 4 odds and first look. It is now week 5. So good. So good. So good. It's now week 5. Ba ba ba. Rick Rose not gonna last at boom. Not boom. Not boom. Not boom. Here we go. Quick fix. Bang. Houdini. I'm gonna bust out of this right now. Oh, Houdini. It's lit. Week 5 first look. Week 5 first look on Boom. I know there's the passing touchdown slate question in the early slate is a banger. I already talked to our ops people about that. It's tough. We're talking about Le'Veon Bell. We got a real hard deadline on the future of Le'Veon Bell, and that makes all the difference in terms of how we can appropriately value him. And then we can start figuring out a roadmap for this season, because it's cool if the Steelers think they're a Super Bowl team. But you and me, we need to get to week 15. We need to think about our fantasy playoffs, 13, 14, 15, and DFS options in 10, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So limited workload for Le'Veon Bell, but we're going to talk about it, talk about what we do with him, and then what we do with James Conner vis-a-vis the trickle down of fantasy football. One player steps up or takes a step back, and it has a ripple effect to multiple other positions and scenarios. And then I saw a picture of Christian Bale in his latest role, and we're going to take a look at that and just go through some of Christian Bale's stuff because I get it. I'm in on Christian Bale. People don't like him. The same way they didn't like Kanye 6 months ago. Now it's a different reason for not liking Kanye. But it's that. I think it's perceived arrogance, and I'm okay with it because Christian Bale is really that dude. He's really that good. And then I got a list of players that through the quarter mark of the season, I think they're probably peaking. I think it's probably as good as we'll see them. This is a critical time of the year. I retweeted a Michael Salfino quote. Michael Salfino is a senior fantasy writer for The Athletic, and he had a great quote in, I think it was yesterday's article or today's waiver article. He said, we have enough information. We now have enough information to make proper statistical evaluations. Whatever you thought in the preseason no longer matters. Whatever your prediction, well-held beliefs, suspicions, inklings, hot takes, no longer matters. It doesn't matter because the things are actually happening. Whatever your August prediction was, there is now a reality that you must face, accept, and factor into whatever you're telling people. Stuff about, Falcons offense, the Bengals offense, the Titans, Corey Davis, Kirk Cousins, stuff about Diggs Thielen. I think we could put the Diggs Thielen fantasy argument to bed about Diggs being better than Thielen. I never really understood that I did understand that, but I never really bought into it as an every week proposition. Now it's just wrong. Sending out just our little promo action. All right. We're pretty much settling in. 7-Eleven. We talk about football. We get to baseball. I have a unit on Rockies' first 5 innings plus a half run. I think the Rockies are a great pick tonight. The Cubs lost yesterday, and they looked bad. I know that they like to rally, and they have like a nice home presence. But the Rockies can hit the ish out of the ball. Is the stream not good? Stream no good? Did I do this wrong? Memester. Video is unavailable. Why did I do this? I messed up, gang. But I don't think I did. YT 9G4. So stupid. We're getting there. We're getting there. If you're watching on YouTube, holla at your boy. No, just me. Fucking hey. What a disaster. This fucking app. We got to talk about Mahomes' nicknames too as I talk to nobody because the app functionality. Working on it. God. Hanging out with me? YDT LET. It's definitely the wrong thing. Jesus. I had this. Unbelievable. Hey, there it is. There it is. Now we're in the money. Let's play the theme song all over again. Oh, the schwitz. I'm not a technical to talk football.
Get tripped up sometimes.
I'm so caught up on X's and O's. Like uppercase Y's and lowercase L's. So, hey! Yes, got a guest for tomorrow. Got a guest for tomorrow's video pops. Gonna send it later in the week. We have more content to discuss, cause it is a never-ending churn of content. That's our media in 2018. Go. Clap, 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 clap. Let's go. Now we can talk about Denver. Oh my God. I have my stream up. I have my share up. I'm all tweeted. And now I can actually talk about the Denver Broncos. Wowza. What a turn of events. I cannot believe how far we've come. I can't believe you've done this. The Denver Broncos had a perfect game plan. They did the thing that I said they would do on the Monday strategy video that I wanted them to do. I want you to grind the game. How do you beat a team with an unstoppable offense? You keep said offense on the sidelines. That's how we do it. And the Broncos did it so well. Phillip Lindsay. Royce Freeman loves contact. I love that guy. Loved him in college. Now he's really banging in the NFL. Oh my God, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So seeing them execute that game plan was thrilling to me. And now what do you have? You got 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. And you can't hold it. Because why? Because you don't have a pass rush? I don't refuse to believe that. What the Broncos did last night was choke. Super hard. How do we have fourth quarter plays with Von Miller on the sidelines? Von Miller makes $19 million a year. How do we have a defense where we can't... They drafted Bradley Chubb, top 10. They can't rotate Chubb and Miller effectively so that Miller is sucked. Dude, Miller was on the oxygen bag early, and I was like, oh no. How are we so incompetent on defense that we are going to have both or none and have a zero pass rush against an offensive line that couldn't block dick all night and a quarterback that needs less time to do more than anybody I've ever seen? And then you can wrap him up and he'll just throw it with the other hand. I throw it lefty every day. Nobody makes a big stink about it. Unreal. And I have to go on Twitter.com and see screenshots of a delay of game miss call. The clock was 0. The clock was 0. The clock was 0 and they didn't flag him. That play was a 35-yard gain. So I don't give a freak. I'm getting better. If we're at 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 7, that play was not the difference maker in the game. Maybe, the Broncos should have done something on 2nd and 30 instead of giving up 27 yards. That would have been better than the delay of game. You could take the delay of game. Just hold them to 5 yards on 2nd and 30 with your no-fly zone and your Von Miller, Bradley Chubb edge rushers. They did a great job for 3 quarters. So frustrating. And now here we are. You're the Denver Broncos. You gave all your money to your defense. Kansas City's going to run this division for the next 10 years. You are going to chase Patrick Mahomes until you die. Phillip Rivers on the way out. That's fine. But he's got a couple more years left. And you're not beating no Phillip Rivers. His offense is getting better as he declines, which is a slow decline because it happens all at once. You've seen it with some quarterbacks. But Derek Carr looks like he's bouncing back. Players are buying into John Gruden. They looked fast. They looked good on offense. They were slinging. What do? You gave all the money to Case Keenum. You gave all the money to Case Keenum. Paxton Lynch, Trevor Siemian. You're staring down the barrel of Mahomes, Carr, and Rivers for at least 5 years. At least 5 years. What do? By the way, all the people who love taking Saquon Barkley at 2, 32 NFL teams passed on Phillip Lindsay 7 times. Looks like a pro to me. The dude can clearly play NFL football. I'm not saying he's better than Saquon Barkley. I'm saying 2nd and 10, Phillip Lindsay's getting the same 6 yards that Saquon's getting. I don't want to make this about the Giants, but that's another team with immense problems and a team that's kind of living in the past. I understand that Denver can move it a little bit. Denver's defense is way ahead of the Giants. The Giants are stuck in the mud, man. That season's over. Golly, that was frustrating. I'm not sure how to handle it. So Denver's in a hole. And then look at Mahomes. Look at Mahomes. Left-handed, underhanded, with his arm, with his legs. Kelsey, no Kelsey. Read option, Kareem Hunt. Who stops that? And I know I don't want to make it an issue. I don't want to make it a polarizing thing. But that performance, running around, throwing fastballs, handing off to a running back. Not that handing off to a running back is a special thing, but running that RPO scheme. Kaepernick did all that stuff. Mahomes looked like the next evolution of Colin Kaepernick. Take away everything you feel about him off the field or whatever. Holmes looked like the evolutionary Colin Kaepernick. Bonkers. So good. And I don't see a slowdown. 0 picks. He doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't throw the ball away. He'll take a sack, but he is smart. He doesn't even want to run. He doesn't need to run. He needs to throw the ball really far and trust his playmakers. He's doing a really good job of that. Honestly, it's super impressive. It's super impressive, and I don't know what the AFC West can do now. The Raiders don't have a pass rush. The Chargers don't have a defense. The Broncos were the challenger. In terms of slowing down Mahomes, he's going to have a Brady-like grip on that division. Book it. A Brady-like grip. The Patriots, meanwhile. You saw me come on this show Sunday. I brought a guest on. Didn't want to yell at him. My friend Rob comes on, Dubs comes on and says Dolphins 20, Patriots 17. Doesn't say anything to back it up. Just says they're washed, they're old, it's over. Look what happens, man. We do this every year. Now the Patriots are in 2nd place and AFC East champions. They already won the division and they're a game back. Book it. How could you pick anyone else in that division? And the way the Lions played on Sunday and the way the Lions have looked, that game looks like the biggest aberration of the season so far. Because they have not looked remotely as good as they did against New England defensively. which is where I was thinking going into that game when I had Lions money line. If Matt Patricia can't scheme against Bill Belichick for one game, why would you hire him? Why do you hire the Patriots guy if he can't even beat the offense he's been playing against for like 6 years? All he's seen for the last 6 years is every schematic element, wrinkle, adjustment of a Patriots offense. And you can't beat him at home? GTFO. You should have the perfect script every time. So naturally, Patricia had it. And the Lions were prepared, and they got a huge win. And then they got chewed out by Zeke Elliott and the Cowboys. They silenced one of the most complicated offenses in NFL history. Everyone says, oh, we get to New England. Oh, the playbook's complicated. He's going to be slow picking up the playbook. The Cowboys are running 6 running plays. They're like, remember the Titans. Run the veer, off tackle right, just like Novocaine. Always works, just give it time. The Cowboys are just running the same shit. And the Lions could not stop it. Yeah, they had a chance to win, but they should have a chance to win every game with their offense. And honestly, I like Jim Bob Cooter. I like what they're trying to do. Kerryon Johnson, I said it on the Sunday show. This is another correct prediction that I'm just ripping correct predictions these days. Your boy is so dialed in. But on the Sunday show with Daily Fantasy Insider, I said it would be the most Lions thing ever for Kerryon Johnson to break the longest 100-yard drought streak in NFL history for a franchise, right? Multiple seasons without a 100-yard rusher, and then to underfeed him the next game. That would be crazy, 9 carries. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Through 4 weeks, NFL teams have to take a look in the mirror, and they have to take a look at the data. The thing that works, we should do more of that. The thing that is successful, we should do more of that. But alas, most of them will not. Most of them will just keep doing the thing that they've been doing. Because this is where we are. This is what we've come to. This is NFL football. This is the cocoon, really. It's just the circular thinking, the football guy. And then you get Sean McVay, kick the football guy door down. Doug Peterson's doing similar things. Pat Shurmur's a freaking football guy. I should have known from the beginning. I've never been so upset. Shawnee Mack was out with the wings before. I love that. I did end up getting wings on Sunday, and I think, my new flavor. I recommended lemon pepper mild on the show, but we didn't get to talk about Daytona, which I didn't know was a phrase for wings, but hot barbecue really is, I think, the best flavor I've ever had. Hot barbecue should have been a thing from my childhood. My parents were chefs, and I didn't know what hot barbecue wings were a thing. Unbelievable. Golly. I ate way too much food tilting at the Giants. Boy, howdy did I eat my feelings on Sunday. That defense, man. That is a killer. Never had a shot. And I talked to people Sunday during the game saying, yo, first drive, we're out here, and our defense looks good. Listen. The Giants scored on their first drive and then punted 4 times. The Saints punted on their first drive and then kicked 4 straight field goals. So it's 12-7. The ultimate false hope in football is 12-7 because you say, we're in this game. You say, we're in this game. I say, you had 1 scoring drive and you gave up 4 scoring drives. Unsustainable. And there we are. That's what happens. It's a lesson to learn as a gambler. By the way, Saints live once they go down 7-0. Cash me outside. How about that? Live betting is the wave. And I'm really glad that New Jersey's full legal because that's where the real edge is on mobile betting. is all of your live options. All right, I just turned off low power mode so I can keep my stream up. Questions up, answers up. I'm out here, lineups, waivers, comments, streams. You see what we're talking about here on the side. I'm going to start going through what I'm going to talk about in the video we'll record around 8 o'clock or 7:50. Depends on how long we got. I do want to talk some of the developments of week 4, though, because we are at the quarter point and we can say things backed by data instead of backed by trends, you know? Going into the season, you have to rely on trends, right? Now we have things that are actually happening with context, with box score support, with game film support. The Chargers defense is bad. Without Joey Bosa, without Jason Verrett, without Casey Hayward, without any of these guys healthy, the Chargers defense is actually bad. Derwin James can't save them. Melvin Ingram can't save them. They got torched by C.J. Beathard. Shanahan is going to scheme the Niners some points. He's going to work extra hard without Jimmy G. Not that he already wasn't working extra hard. You know what I'm saying? But the Chargers defense is bad. And that's going to be something to watch moving forward. That's going to be a consistent overplay. I like the Chargers over pretty much every week now, right? There's no reason they're going to stop scoring. They're never going to stop scoring. I don't see anybody holding back the Chargers defense or offense outside of maybe Jacksonville. But even so, they're just so diverse and can hurt you so many ways. I love it. Oh, God, I wish they had Hunter Henry. Can you imagine an athletic freak tight end with that current complement of weapons? Baba Booey. That's a lineup. Antonio Gates still doing it. Caught a touchdown, I think. I do see the Raiders turning a quarter. Now, when you give up 42 points to the Browns, it's probably not the first place you go, turning a corner. But there was enough from the offense, specifically Amari Cooper, Jared Cook, the commitment to Marshawn Lynch. I think it's super viable. Martavis Bryant's ass. But the talent is there, and Derek Carr has the best pass protection in the league. My God. So they're always going to have a shot. If Derek Carr can keep his throws down, can stay accurate, because he has amazing protection, if he can behave, pull the trigger when Gruden wants him to pull the trigger, I like that. Because Gruden's not Bruce Arians. Gruden has probably 2 to 3 times a game where he wants to go deep. I would say Bruce Arians has 6 to 10 when he was an active coach. But John Gruden's not a go deep coach. He saves it for the time is right. Because he's old school, which is wrong. We're way past that now. We're way past that. So he's got to adjust on the fly with this old school offense. But he's got the weapons to make it happen. Right? And now, we talk about that AFC West. I'm talking about it a lot because the teams are so interesting. Chiefs defense is bad. The Chargers defense is bad. The Raiders are going to score. Much more fantasy viable than I originally anticipated. That's just the reality. Much more fantasy viable than I originally anticipated. And that's cool. Because I've been Team Amari Cooper for a few years. And while I don't fully believe, I'm not going to be like, no. I think now you got to get Amari Cooper. Unless he has a full shadow in the lineup, which even so, depending on the matchup, I think you got to continue to start Amari Cooper weekly. And that would be dope. Marshawn Lynch is going to be an RB2 this year. I love it. I love the value. But Oakland's definitely turning a corner. I thought the most interesting game of the week was Titans-Eagles. Titans-Eagles, depending on how you look, taught us a lot, right? Titans finally got Jack Conklin back, right? Perfect timing. Because in that fourth quarter and overtime, because the Tennessee was in sudden death. That game was in sudden death for a while, like they were going back and forth. depending on how you view the Eagles' defense, Tennessee was moving the ball pretty well. The official Corey Davis breakout game. Don't forget. Where were you? Where were you when it happened? Where were you when Corey Davis finally broke out and let us know the man he could always be? Where were you? The running game didn't look great, but Dion Lewis did. He's a problem out of the backfield. He remains so good. People are going to forget how good he is. And Marcus Mariota looked accurate with this noodle elbow, this nerve damage, getting healthy, but time in the pocket. And I don't fully know if that was attributed to how much better the Titans line is with Conklin in the lineup, or is the Eagles defense not what we thought it was? Torched by Julio, lost to Tampa, and now this. Gave up the fourth quarter lead to the Titans. Got absolutely smoked by Corey Davis. Wide receiver ones have had a great time against the Eagles. Julio Jones, Mike Evans, and now the number one Corey Davis breakout game. Why did I just stall? So do you believe the Eagles defense has taken a step back? How much faith do you put in the Titans' new offensive line? Because the Titans' offense is a universal buy low right now. Even with Corey Davis's breakout, I mean, he's probably the only person you can't get on the low because his targets are crazy through 4 weeks. We love it. We love Corey Davis season. But at the same time, the rest of that offense is a buy low. Marcus Mariota's on waivers, my guy. You know? And that line is healthy. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Because on the other side of the ball, they're coming around. Harold Landry is an NFL pass rusher. He was their first round pick. He's an NFL pass rusher. And he gave Carson Wentz a hard time, and the Eagles have a good offensive line. So again, how much of it is Eagles regression, right? Because they were hot last year. Hot. Eagles regression, or how much is the Titans getting better and becoming a contender? That's up to you. That's up to you. But it's worth thinking about because, again, we have to throw away our preseason beliefs. We throw them away and we figure out where we actually stand on facts, on real things. So it's interesting. Those are some of the most interesting things. I got a couple more. The Giants are done. I don't want to talk anymore about the Giants. Unless you're in the chat and you want me to talk more about the Giants. But I really don't want to talk more about the Giants. The other thing is that Chiefs-Rams is going to set all sorts of NFL ratings records. Like, you want to talk about ratings smash? If Rams-Vikings wasn't a rating smash, and it was. It absolutely was. Chiefs-Rams prime time from Mexico City is going to be one of the highest rated regular season football games, one of the highest regular season sporting events of all time. Why would you not want to watch that? Let me know who you got in the chat because I honestly couldn't tell you. I have no idea who would win that game because the Chiefs defense, while showing obvious holes, they did button up when it matters, and that is huge. They played a little rough, but they got the stops when it mattered, and that, in the end, is all the difference. It's a 4-quarter game. It's the modern NFL. You cannot shut out everybody in the modern NFL, right? You just have to take what you can get. Survive in advance. Mike Tomlin says it all the time. He says, get out the stadium alive. So we take these incremental steps and we buy in. Now, I buy in the Chiefs' pass rush. But if the Rams want to give it to Gurley 35 times, I'm going to let them. And I'm going to ride with them. Because that's the best offense I've ever seen. Greatest show on turf. notwithstanding. This new Rams offense, schematically, is the best offense I've ever seen. Because it's not throw it deep, Kurt Warner's 60-yard tote. They are getting matchups, and they're exploiting defense. That's why it's really impressive. They are breaking down they're not throwing over the the opposing defense. They are exposing the defense. I imagine if I were an offensive coordinator, as I want to do, right? If I were an offensive coordinator, why wouldn't you just boot up the Rams beating the team that you're about to beat? Like, if you're facing the Vikings, oh God, boot up the Rams footage. Find out how to get Anthony Barr on your slot receiver. And then run the dragon up for a touchdown. Like, what? What? We watched on stream on Sunday the Todd Gurley stutter seam out of the backfield. Harrison Smith kicked over his safety, left an open hole over the top. This is real. If you're an offensive coordinator, you should be watching Rams footage. And it doesn't make sense not to. I mean, if you're watching your own team only, you're doing it so wrong. And that's from someone with no experience. I need water. I need water if I'm going to shoot this video. Let's fire up the theme song. I'll be right back. And we'll get some water. Water break. Headphones are off and we miss our own drums. Woo! 40 minutes in on the check down. I hope you're reading the ticker because we're talking all about the boombox. The giveaways are going to start. The items are coming in fast. The branding is strong. The message is loud. Water for dinner. Water for dinner. Because I'm here with you, here with you. We got the Rockies. We have Nolan Arenado to do good. It's like hits, runs, RBI over 2. So it's like Will Arenado homer, basically. It's basically an Arenado home run prop. Because if he does, he smashes. It's like hits plus runs plus RBI. So a home run is all 3 of those. So if it's over 2, it's like Will Arenado homer. But you can also backdoor it with like 2 singles and a run. So I think it's a good bet. I like the Rockies tonight because I don't like the Cubs. I like seeing Cubs fans sad. So overhyped. Just a flash in the pan. Javi Baez is so overrated. Love him. Love his attitude. But oh man. No, he's good. He's good. He's got good power. I'm just I love watching him play. I just don't like the Cubs. I'm allowed to not like the Cubs. All right? Friday day games every Friday. What do you think? You're special? Buy some lights. Shut up. It's 2018. Let's talk about the guys that I'm going to talk about in this video as like a precursor. And then we'll get the lights up and we'll fire out the video. And then we'll look at Christian Bale. And then we'll talk about guys that are peaking. And then we'll look at odds. We'll do all this stuff on the side. But we're talking about the video. Waivers. We're a fourth of the way through the season. Like I said to start the show, you know what you got if you want it, right? If you do the work, you do the research, you read people who know, you know what you're getting with most, if not all, fantasy football, right? So, there's risk, there's upside, but at least we're not making projections any, dumb guesses in the dark. We're not throwing darts at Anthony Miller or Nyheim Hines, who's a good player, but Robert Turbin's back and that messes up his value. But it is fun to dream. Evan Silva tweeted, couldn't believe how well Mariota played. I agree, man. I agree, Evan Silva, who's definitely watching. Mariota was a monster. So good. So good. 4th and 15 he converted. Just dimes all over the place. And he dropped a long pass that was a game winner in the bucket. Dropped. So, his receivers were leaving plays out on the field, and he was still dealing. So good. The line, man. They're going to protect him. That's one of the better offenses. I'm telling you, that can put it together. And we were tire firing him earlier in the week. Listen, Mariota has got nerve damage. He can't feel his arm. He can't grip a football. I can't value that offense. Blaine Gabbert's taking snaps. Now we're in a different plane. So the first one is Buck Allen, the first guy we're going to talk about. Alex Collins fumbled at the 2-yard line. So if you're looking for running backs trending upwards, Buck Allen is a PPR back who can earn a larger role with pop performance. Because if he gets hot, if he breaks off a couple runs, there's no reason to put Alex Collins back in. Collins, clearly the better running back. Can't believe he fumbled at the 2. No reason to take Buck Allen out if Buck Allen's not going to fumble and break plays and catch the ball better than Collins. So I love Alex Collins. Puts me in a bind, but 4 weeks in, you got to be real. You can't be higher on players than for irrational sake. You just have to be this guy has fumble problems and it eats into his touches. We got to accept that. The next guy is Mike Davis because, why not? Mike Davis had a great game, eats into Chris Carson's workload. Rashad Penny's returning kicks and still can't block. Mike Davis looked like a really good running back against the Cardinals, who have a decent run defense. And Pete Carroll said that he's in line to get more play time. Seattle's committed to running the ball. They will run the ball. They run the shotgun draw a lot. They run in the red zone a lot. Mike Davis has upside. But it's a reach. Running backs are really tough right now. Last week I gave you Aaron Jones. You should have picked him up. That's where we are with that. At wide receiver, it's Kiki. Do you love me? Are you riding? Will Fuller gets banged up. What does Kiki Kuti do? He steps into the slot and he gets 12 catches. He sets the Texans franchise record and the NFL record for catches in your opening game. Granted, that was an overtime game with a combined 71 points. So is that consistent? No! Regression is coming. However, if Will Fuller is out, if Will Fuller is hurt, Kuti becomes that dude. And it wasn't like they were all routes. They were getting him the ball intentionally. Bubble screens, short passes. He was involved. He was a function of the offense. So that's really good to know. Because if he's a complete unknown, and you got to know the difference between a Kiki Kuti and an Aldrick Robinson. That's just the way of the world. The next guy is Taywan Taylor. And this goes right back to what we were saying before. If the Titans are good, Taywan Taylor is an asset. He's another guy that can work bubble screens and deep routes. Great hands, athleticism, speed. Always a weapon, always stuck on the bench behind Rashard Matthews. Free agent. Taywan Taylor owned in a very small percentage of leagues. A little bit of a deeper ad, but if you believe in these Titans offense, you're on your way. I could get down with some D.D. Westbrook. He's got more targets than Keelan Cole. This was a dude that was a Heisman Trophy finalist. Dominated in college. We love that. Dante Moncrief catching touchdowns. We hate that. So it's going to be inconsistent, both from the Jaguars passing game and from the distribution of targets from Blake Bortles. However, Leonard Fournette's hammy is going to be a thing, right? The Jaguars brought in Orleans Darkwa and Matt Days, the former Browns. The Jaguars brought in 2 running backs to work out. You don't do that if Leonard Fournette's hamstring is fine. I'm sorry. You've no problem with that. So now it's a dilemma. The next guy is Hayden Hurst, and he's a guy that I liked early in the season. Joe Flacco loves throwing to his tight end. Joe Flacco's got weapons, man. And Hayden Hurst looks really good, right? The problem is he got hurt in the preseason. So we can't, lock in his production. But if he gets fully healthy and integrated into the offense, he has tight end 1 potential. Not overall, tight end 1 potential. Name to keep an eye on. You really want a name to keep an eye on. Tua is minus 105 to win the Heisman. That is crazy. I can get down with Tyler Kroft, too. The Bengals offense is another surging offense. Smoking offense. And Tyler Eifert's out for the season. So you now have A.J. Green, then Tyler Boyd, then the tight end, Tyler Kroft, on an offense that's averaging 3 passing touchdowns a game. Solid. That's touchdown upside. That's a tight end that may not have to share. CJ Uzoma is on the team. So we have to monitor that situation in the opening weeks of the Tyler Eifert void. But Kroft is the experienced one and is a safer pick. Some names that I would look at picking up if you're winning and can have the space to hold on for a few weeks. Jameis will do Chubb, and Cameron Brate, Greg Olsen are both worth looking at. Those are all good guys. Greg Olsen's getting healthy, and if Greg Olsen is on one leg but if Greg Olsen is wearing shoulder pads, he's usually fantasy viable. So that's where we pull from that. But the Panthers the Panthers don't have a tight end right now. They have Ian Thomas. That's great. He's a rookie. But they throw to the tight end less than any team in football. Is it because Olsen's out? Has something to do with it. But at the same time, cuts both ways. For streaming, we got Alex Smith. I love Alex Smith this week. Monday night, bye week, extra week to prepare for the Saints defense. We love it. Alex Smith is going to slang on Monday night. Slang. I like it. And Blake Bortles playing the Chiefs. Leonard Fournette is out. Less consistent option replaced with rushing upside. And for defenses, we have the Titans at Buffalo. And we have the Panthers. The Panthers home to the Giants, which is a little bit riskier, but I think has better touchdown upside. For some reason. Not much. I just think that it's more predictable. Obviously, the Giants are more explosive, but that's just an offense that you can a defense that you can grab right now that you know is available. So you can hang on to that. And there aren't a lot of great ones this week. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you'll never ever leave from beside me. So that's all we'll talk about. We'll get the light on. We'll record it. And then we'll look at odds. We'll look at the first opening contest on Boom Fantasy app. But first, let's talk about the Boombox. Oh, God, we got to talk about the Boombox. The Boombox is a way to get rewarded for playing contests on Boom. It's too easy, man. All you got to do is send a screenshot of your deposit to me, Rick at boomfantasy.com. Look, I put into my account while watching a Boom Fantasy stream. I instantly answer any question you might have about fantasy or otherwise. I put your emoji on the emoji board behind me, which is looking a little lacking. Then you enter to win a Boombox, and we're going to start pulling them soon. Obviously, it's going to look a little different than the box in the picture. We're going to start looking for a date to pull these Boomboxes. You're going to get Boom Gear, hoodie. You're going to get swag, unnamed swag, autographed jersey from Pristine Auctions. Yo, I got real ones. And a random bobblehead from eBay. We talked about that. This guy's jersey's in the boombox. This is a Hall of Fame offensive player. 5 first-team All-Pros. His jersey is in the box. There's a first overall pick that was on the cover of Madden. There's a box with his jersey in it. There's a defensive player that was elected in the Hall of Fame in the last 5 years. Somebody you grew up with as a stud. Their signed jersey is in a boom box. But you need to enter to win. There are not so many boom users that your odds of winning a boom box are minuscule. Your odds are very good. They're better than BHA's odds of winning a progressive jackpot. It's there. It's there. All right? You just got to go get it. So deposit, get at me, and get winning. Speaking of get winning, we're going for our 3rd night on Boom with a jackpot. That's crazy. That's crazy. The progressive jackpot went down Sunday night off of basketball. B. Haas predicting 9 points from LeBron, taking down $18,000 for that gut check. And last night, Mighty Dollar. We had a user go $1 into $355. Bang. All Chiefs. All Chiefs in the Mighty Dollar. Ain't even mad at it. You probably could have got those picks from a Boom Fantasy video strategy with DFI Nick and Big Play Coach Jay. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I'm going to throw a little bet on the Rockies plus 120 because it is really good odds for a team that is hitting the bejesus out of a ball and facing John Lester. Like, they're hitting the ball really good. Really goodly. They're hitting the ball goodly. So we'll change the background. We'll fire it off. We'll stretch. And then we'll come back. We'll talk about Le'Veon Bell. And we'll talk about Christian Bale and his new role. Maybe some pass roles. And talk about guys that are peaking. I got stuff that I want to talk about. And I only have an hour. And I'm about to film a video. So, I don't know what any of that means. Embrace it. I hope y'all are having fun. Tuesday streams are much more relaxed. I love it. Again, no pressure on these decisions, on lineups, on parlays. The parlays have not been going well this year. We got to realign our parlay chi. We got to call Dr. Parlay on Sunday. We got to call Dr. Parlay. Set the lighting up. Now, make the check. Oh, it's a lot better, huh? Screenshots all day. Screenshots of my screenshot and of myself. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. We're in on Colorado. We're in on Arenado. Let's watch some baseball. Hope you guys got your picks in. 3 days of jackpots, please. Please. 3 days of jackpots would be so lit. I don't think it's ever happened before. In the well-documented history of Boom that I know so well. Sagely I am. Let's change the background. I gotta look around my lighting. Is this it? This is it. Yeah, pro-ish. Wop, wop, wadadop. Wop, badop, badop, badop. That's how I get excited. I do some Sweet Caroline techno mix. Okay, get my notes up. This is me because I have my glasses, and I will not be looking at chat for the next 20 minutes or so as we get ready to record our waivers and streamers video for week 5. I also want to open with that Salfino quote. That Salfino quote, my God. Oh, did I lose my glasses? Sorry for that voice. Nobody likes that, Rick. Rick, nobody likes you. Making good faces. Yeah, we're recording. Make sure I got that right. Opening-ish. Where's that tweet? What you thought of on draft day is pretty much meaningless right now. Fair. We love it. Wow, the check down wasn't following, Boom Fantasy wasn't following myself on Twitter. That's stinky poo poo. Oh, I got a follow from Boom Fantasy. My heart. My heart. Kobe stands trying to get mad in my mentions. Mad in my mentions. Kobe stands getting mad in my mentions. It is what it is. Yeah, the Kobe video was crazy. We could talk about that if we wanted, but let's rip off this video. Buck Allen, Mike Davis, Kiki Kuti, Tawan Taylor, Tyler Croft, Dede Westbrook, Hayden Hurst, Jameis, Chubb, Brait Olson, streamers, Alex Smith. I need to make this shorter. I need to make this shorter. Make the video short, Rick. Week 5 is here, and that means we are officially 1/4 of the way through the fantasy football season. And Michael Salfino in The Athletic said it best: everything you thought in the preseason at this point is meaningless. We have to adjust and adapt and reform our opinions, and that includes Le'Veon Bell. Let me bring it in real quick and talk to you. If you're 0-3, and you now know when Le'Veon Bell's coming back. Fuck, let me start that over again. Ugh, brutal. Why am I doing this to myself? Week 5 is here, and that means we are officially 1/4 of the way through the football season. And Michael Salfino of The Athletic said it best: everything you thought in the preseason is pretty much meaningless. Okay, he didn't say it exactly that way. I put my own little janky twist on it, but it's true. You got to reform, readjust, adapt. And that includes how you feel about Le'Veon Bell. Come here, let me tell you something. If you're 0-3 and holding Le'Veon Bell, you need to call the best team in your league and trade him now. Take whatever you can get from his roster because he's looking to the future and you're looking to now. You have to flip Le'Veon Bell for max value before the drama comes. He comes back week 8. He pulls a hamstring. You never know. All right. In this video, we talk about waiver ads and streamers for week 5. Lots of great matchups. We're going to do position by position, and then we'll do streamers later on. Let's get right into it. The first running back I want to talk about is Buck Allen. Now, Buck Allen isn't getting better, but Alex Collins is getting worse. He fumbled at the 2-yard line, and as an Alex Collins truther, that makes me very upset, but it leads me to believe that his role will diminish if Buck Allen were to string a few nice games or even a few nice carries together. There's no telling that if Buck Allen has a nice run, Harbaugh wants to ride the hot hand, Collins is suddenly a liability that can easily be benched if you're the Ravens coaching staff. It makes sense. And that means Buck Allen has PPR upside and legitimate fantasy upside as the number one back in a now explosive Ravens offense. If you're really hurting for running backs, Mike Davis is also hanging around. A new addition to the Seahawks backfield. He outperformed both Chris Carson and Rashad Penny on Sunday. Penny was doing kick return duties mostly, still not blocking. Davis got the touchdown. Davis got the bulk of the fourth quarter work. And if you're looking for a spot running back, Seahawks Mike Davis, hanging in for now, available in all your leagues. At wide receiver, it's all about Kiki. Do you love me? I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry. But if Will Fuller is going to be out, Kiki Kuti becomes your guy. Got all those catches week one and getting involved. He wasn't just getting open. They're working him underneath, working him in screens, making him a real dynamic part of the offense. Deshaun Watson is only getting better. The Texans have been steadily more cohesive as an offensive unit, and the line is still struggling. So if a slot receiver like Kuti can be a quick release weapon for Watson, he'll see his value immediately rise. But keep an eye on Will Fuller's health. I gotta pause because I'm looking this way too fast and it's gonna make editing a nightmare. So we're streaming right now on Tuesday night in the Boom Fantasy app, but we talked a little bit earlier about the Tennessee Titans offense and how it's starting to gel. And if you believe in that, Taywan Taylor is an interesting add. Rashard Matthews is gone, and he was the one keeping Taylor on the bench. Corey Davis is officially broken out in his NFL career, and that's going to open up some space for Taywan Taylor, who's got great speed and athleticism and flashed it in the preseason, but has yet to get the snap counts to make him a viable fantasy start. That should change soon, and if Marcus Mariota can stay healthy and that offense can continue to progress, Taylor is a definite look at in the waiver wire. Definite look at? What does that mean? What does that even mean? Look at. Oh, Bay Area kid, go Cubs. What's going on, Bay Area kid? I see you hanging out. I don't have the Cubs tonight. I got the Rockies just because they're the hotter team right now, but I understand it. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a good game, but we'll see what happens. I think Arenado's just too hot. Nobody on the Cubs is hot enough to match the power of the Rockies. That's just how I feel. But I respect it, Bay Area kid. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll get this waivers and streamers done. I'll throw my glasses back on and we can chat appropriately. If you're looking for a deeper ad, you might want to take a look at the Titans' Taywan Taylor. He's always been on the bench because of Rashard Matthews, who now left the Titans, freeing up spot for Taylor to get more work. He's athletic, he's fast, and this is terrible. I'm not doing good on Taywan Taylor. I don't know why. Maybe I should just scrap him. Deep, Rashard Matthews. Oh, Titans offense. Okay, yeah. You know, we're streaming right now on Tuesday night in the Boom app, and earlier we talked about the Titans offense, and if you believe they're trending in the right direction, Taywan Taylor may be worth a look. Now, he was stuck on the bench beside, why am I messing up on stream? Guys, this is what I'm good at. Why am I not doing good? Ugh. You know, right now we're streaming on the Boom Fantasy app, and earlier in the show, we talked about the Titans offense, and if you believe that they're trending in the right direction, Taywan Taylor is worth a look. He was always stuck on the bench behind Rashard Matthews, but that's changing. Taylor is a fast, athletic receiver who can make plays in the screen game and deep. He showed it in the preseason. If you're in a deeper league and you need a wide receiver, you could be thinking ahead and grab Taylor. I still think that was terrible after all that, 6 takes. Who am I? Dede Westbrook is a guy that's outperforming the number one receiver on his team. Everyone's steaming on Keelan Cole, but Westbrook's got more targets, and I think he's got higher upside. You know, we forget that this guy was a Heisman finalist, right? From Oklahoma, an absolute athletic monster, but sidelined almost his entire rookie season due to injury, had a core muscle injury at the beginning of the season. That's fine. He's healthy now. I wish Dante Moncrief wouldn't catch random long touchdowns, but Westbrook is a boom or bust receiver that could give you huge upside as the Jaguars take on the Chiefs this week. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a bad one. All right, keep it moving. I got two guys at tight end. The first one is Tyler Kroft, the immediate replacement for Tyler Eifert, who had a nasty ankle injury. Don't watch it. CJ Uzomah is also a Bengals tight end, but Kroft is the one eating into the snaps. No, not good. Eating into the snaps. What are we doing? Kroft is the establishment. Kroft is the guy that's been there. One tight end that might be worth a look is Tyler Kroft. He's going to replace Tyler Eifert in the Bengals offense, which has looked really good to start the season. Now, the tight end is the third option. It's AJ Green, Tyler Boyd, and it was Eifert. Now Kroft can move into that position. He's the establishment. CJ Uzomah is there, but Kroft has been there longer. He's more experienced, and for a team that's averaging 3 touchdown passes a game, Kroft is definitely worth a look. Another tight end worth looking at is Hayden Hurst. He was taken early in the draft by the Ravens this year, but got hurt in the preseason. He looked good, and the Titans. What am I doing tonight? Oh! I might scrap this one. Hayden Hurst. A deeper tight end target might be the Ravens' Hayden Hurst. Now, the Ravens love throwing to the tight end, and they drafted Hayden Hurst with the idea of making him the starter, but he got hurt in the preseason and missed almost everything except the Hall of Fame game. He's healthy now. Did the Ravens even play in the Hall of Fame game? Yeah. Wait. 3. He's healthy now, but might need a few... What am I doing tonight, man? I'm embarrassed, y'all. He's healthy now, but might need a few weeks to fully integrate into the offense. But I believe that once he gets going, he could be a tight end 1 candidate each week. I really believe that. The Ravens have been explosive out the gate, have a ton of talent, and when they spread it out, they're as good as anybody. Why is this such a slog tonight? If you're in a good position and want to look ahead to future weeks, a couple of names worth monitoring. Jameis Winston, on a bye, but big upside quarterback. Fitzmagic 2.0. Nick Chubb, 2 long runs, only 3 carries. Imagine what happens if he got 20. And Cameron Brate. O.J. Howard is out for a few weeks. Cameron Brate is Jameis Winston's favorite target. If the two hook up, you got waiver wire magic. Bang up. Now let's talk about streamers for week 5. One guy that I really like that you might be able to find hanging around is Alex Smith. He's a big... No, what am I saying right now? Alex Smith had kind of a slow start to the season, but he's in an offense that is designed for the quarterback to succeed. And he has an extra week off, plus an extra day to prepare for the Saints on Monday night. So he thinks... Ugh. Now let's talk about streamers for week 5, and one guy with a ton of upside this week is Alex Smith. He's kind of had a slow start. Washington has almost leaned on a power run game with Adrian Peterson, but that could change Monday night against the Saints, who've been horrible against pass defenses despite whatever the Giants might slug through. But now the Redskins have an extra week to prepare for a Saints defense. This could be a huge upside night for Alex Smith, maybe his best game of the season. Another quarterback worth taking an eye at? What am I saying, Boom Watchers? What am I saying, truly? Another streaming candidate this week is Blake Bortles. Leonard Fournette's hamstring is a real problem. We've talked about it already on stream. But look at, they're playing the Chiefs this week, one of the worst defenses in football from what we've seen. So if you like Bortles, you like his upside, which is both rush... Why do I have mud in my mouth today? I'm sure this is fun to watch, me saying the same sentences over and over again. Great hashtag content. Tilting. And you tilt and you make it worse. You start to sweat. So stupid. Another streamer worth taking a look at is Blake Bortles. Yes, it's the Jaguars, but Leonard Fournette's hamstring is not getting better, and they play the Chiefs this week. So there's a lot of upside for Bortles, who is both looking great on deep passes and maintains his rushing upside. He's available in a ton of leagues and has a really good chance to finish top 12 this week. Keep it short, buddy. Keep it short. I really like the Titans defense as a streamer this week, not just because they're playing the Bills. That's a big part of it, but because their pass rush looked really, really good against the Eagles. Harold Landry is looking like a defensive player of the year candidate, and if the defensive line is as good as the offensive line, the Titans are really good. My other streaming defense for the week is the Carolina Panthers. They haven't really been their best this season, but they get a nice get-right game after the bye against the Giants, who've looked terrible. Bury my Giants. I don't want to live. You can't say that on stream. You can't say that in your show. The other defense I like this week is the Carolina Panthers. Also got an extra week to prepare coming off the bye. They've notoriously had a good run defense, shut down Saquon Barkley, make Eli Manning make plays, which means throw picks. Yabo babo. Yabo babo. My hair is insane. That's it for week 5. We'll have another video on Thursday. What am I saying? That's all for week 5. Remember, we have strategy videos for Thursday Night Football, early slate Sunday, Monday Night Football. So make sure you like this video, hit subscribe at the bottom, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye. I should have plugged the boombox. Why don't I ever plug the boombox? What's going on, guys? Bay Area kid, what up? Hope you're still hanging. Oh, what's going on in the baseball game? Is the Cubs are winning? Is the Cubs are losing? I want to look it up. ESPN just sent a push. Cubs score. 0-0. Baseball. 0-0. Baseball. All right, we're back. Man, that was a slog. I've never had a video be that tough. Your boy's washed his feet too many times. Wow, it would appear the Rockies have 2 on and no out. John Lester coming undone. We don't hate it at all. Did Arenado get a hit? Because that would be dope. I think he hits third. No. He hits 4th. Oh, baby. He's going to get a runners in scoring position. Oh, we got an on-field delay. I got Score Center up. Let me know what's happening in the chat. If you know better than me. I am behind. But I know Lester is wizoshed. In play runs. Is that Nolan Arenado first pitch? Stop. My heart. Stop. Be still, my heart. Sack fly. That's a run. That's a Arba. We love that. Guess started right. Very sorry, Bay Area kid. But I got money and I got feelings. And I plan on exploiting them both. Let me show you Christian Bale. Now, when you say Christian Bale, right? So let's talk about Christian Bale real quick. Did the boxing movie where he was a crackhead. He's done movies where he's had to wear a suit, right? Psycho. Great American Psycho. Got Batman. Jacked. Muscular. You have a certain image of Christian Bale and what he looks like. Look at Christian Bale right now. Let me find it. Oh my God, what is happening? I lost it. Boom. Look at Christian Bale right now. This is from Reddit. Christian Bale's playing Dick Cheney in an Adam McKay movie. Adam McKay made a bunch of comedies that we liked a lot. And then he made The Big Short. He decided he wanted to cash in for his clout coins and get serious. Look at Christian Bale. Are you kidding me? That's not makeup. Christian Bale really puts on weight. Shaved his head and put on considerable weight. Look at this. Look at. He doesn't care about his body. He doesn't care about his body at all. Trevor Story strikes out swinging. That's unbelievable. Not only because of this, but one facet of this is why I think Trevor Story is our greatest American actor. Christian Bale is our greatest American actor. What's his face? Daniel Day-Lewis is not American, as far as I'm concerned. He lives in London, so you know that doesn't count. And Christian Bale picks American movies. He's Batman. He's a psycho. He's a crackhead. That's as American as it gets. And he doesn't care about his body. I respect that. That is sacrifice. And you know what? I don't care if he's rude sometimes. Artists spill paint. He's an artist. He is making sacrifices. The least you could do is respect his craft, because oh, my cousin went on a first date. You want to have him on the show to talk about it? Want to come on my show and talk about it? And talk about it? My cousin's at UDel, so you know he's in a good spot. You know he's in a good spot. He's at Delaware. He's not wanting for opportunity. He's just got to go get it. Matt Holliday strikes out swinging. Leicester, good bounce back. Good bounce back for Leicester for sure. But 1-0 Rockies. What up, Rocks? We'll see how Freeland does against that Cubs order. See how Daniel Murphy feels playoff ready. You know, doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt to ask if my cousin wants to spill his personal life on Boom Fantasy app. Doesn't hurt. Just gotta throw it out there, man. So if you don't think Christian Bale's the greatest American actor, let me know, because I think he's what we got. We got Christian Bale and Beyonce. That's what America brings to the table, man. And if we own the island Rihanna was from, that's just a plus. But I don't think we do. I don't think we get to claim Rihanna. I would like to do the regional draft where we get to claim all the ambiguous island artists and artists that live in America. It went well. Let's read my cousin's text. So my cousin just went on a Hinge date for the first time, and we're going to read his text out loud. It went well. She usually goes to this place every Tuesday with her friend because it's half off nachos, and went with me instead and forgot to tell her friend. And as we're leaving, her friend texted her asking if she wanted to go. That's pretty good, but that sounds like a friend thing. Doesn't sound like a date thing. It sounds like a friend thing, but it's at night. I guess you want to do the stuff that she likes to do. As long as it's at night. Day date, usually not great. You know, day dating, that's a red flag. Unless that's all you have time for. You know, sometimes all I have time for. Weekend is a totally different story also. Don't forget. Choosing to spend the weekend with someone, that's a commitment. Because you only have so many hours of freedom before you got to get back into the grind, you know? So you might have heard me say it on stream, but if you have Le'Veon Bell and you're 0-3, you got to trade that dude immediately to a 3-0 team. 4-0, 0-4. If you're 0-4 with Le'Veon Bell, you got to trade him immediately. And honestly, if you have James Conner, you should probably trade him too. James Conner's in the peaking article. It's not an article, but he's peaking AF. So the value is capped. Le'Veon Bell has incredible upside. Best running back in the league upside. What's more, the Steelers are probably going to be chasing playoff spots. The Bengals are good. The Ravens are good. The Browns are better. The Steelers could be the worst team in the division right now. The Steelers could be the worst team in the division right now. Right now, this second. Bonkers. So think about that. They need him. They're going to need him. It's not like we got to ride Le'Veon Bell because his contract's up. We ride Le'Veon Bell because we need to win football games. Like, yikes. And then you deal Le'Veon Bell. He comes back. He pulls a hammy because he's out of shape. He's been in Miami every day. So, value is high. Trading Josh Gordon could have not been a better decision for you when I told you to trade him. The offers are probably coming in. And if you got Kenny Golladay, you got 70 yards last week. 6 catches for 70. That's a double-digit game in PPR scoring. And a double-digit game in 0.5 PPR scoring. So, is what it is. And it is what it ain't. You dig? So, you got Le'Veon Bell. Nah. My cousin was down. My cousin was down to go on video and break down his hinge date. What a boss. What a stud. What a mensch, really. He is a mensch. The mensch of all menches. The Da Vinci mensch. Doesn't even make sense. Your boy has been not making sense all night. Done at 9. I got to talk to my cousin, man. He's dating. Listen, you can only be a positive role model for so many people. Because if you're a positive role model for too many people, when all those people need you to be somewhere at the same time, someone's going to get left in the dust. You can only give your full support to so many people. And that's a reality of life. What's that theory? Sorry. You can only know like so many people. Dunbar's number. We can only keep so many social relationships. It's impossible to maintain all of them. Social media makes it a little bit easier. It grows your number a little bit, right? But overall, there's a cap to how many people you can keep a close relationship with because you have to check in, you know? You got to say what's up. You got to be friends. You got to be curious about each other. You got to want to know things. Kyle Freeland's command is all over the place, or he's pitching around Chris Bryant. Either way, I endorse it. But ground ball up the middle, base hit for the Cubs. They're up here. They got 1 on, no out. Let's walk Chris Bryant and bring Rizzo up. Here's the problem with the Cubs. Bryant, Rizzo, Baez. Like, you got to get through that. But if you can get through that, I mean, Murphy's not hot. Wilson Contreras average. Bodie and the pitcher. Like, the bottom of the lineup is non-threatening. So it's really just about surviving 2, 3, 4. You know? And that's problematic. Because those guys are really good. Those guys are really good at football. Baseball. What sport am I in? Where am I? Who am I? Am I real? Feels like the simulation tonight because your boy wants to restart. Yikes, Mobile. What a fun night. Let's do some odds. I have only glanced at the odds for week 5, and now we will take a more firm examination for the first time. And then we'll talk about who's peaking, and then we'll get out of here and watch some baseball. Bang. Thursday, Patriots minus 500. Oh boy. That's a big old number. You got Chris Bryant out? Nope, 7 pitch at bat. Come on, dog. What do you say, Kyle Freeland? Falcons Steelers, 60 point over under. I think this is This is a weird game because everyone says it's going to be high scoring. It's got all the makings of a surprise under. It is such an overwhelmingly front-facing. Chris Bryant struck out. It's a front-facing public over. Like, if you're a casual bettor, you haven't bet in 3 weeks, you see that when you're like, I should probably bet on that because that seems like they're going to be a ton of points. 57.5 is a college total. Philip Lindsay fined for that hit? Oh my God. That's too much. Ravens-Browns, on the other hand, that might be too low. The Browns give up buckets of points. I mean, Jimmy Smith is back for the Ravens secondary. Slightly dents their numbers. The Browns are going to have to run the ball on the Ravens, which hasn't really been what people do. Anthony Rizzo, first pitch out. We love it. But this could easily... The Ravens just played a 50-point game, and the Browns just played an 80-point game. The Browns just played an 80-point game on the road. So, early examination, but that jumps out as low. Broncos, Jets. That's the Broncos. There's nothing the Jets do that scares the Broncos. There's nothing the Jets can do that the Broncos can't handle. Von Miller and Bradley Chubb will eat up Sam Darnold. That's going in the parlay all the way. Let's throw this in the parlay. Just got to get Baez out. Packers. I already have a pick for Packers -1. We talk about it. That Packers-Patriots game could end up being the biggest aberration of the 2018 season. Just based on the scheme and the coaching matchup. It might make no sense. Kyle Freeland picked off Zobrist, inning over. Oh my God. Bay Area kid, how'd you like that one? Good Lord. Jaguars at Chiefs, another game I really like. Over. All the makings of Pats Jags AFC Championship. Looks the part. Matching dress, matching shoes. Dolphins get right game? You wish. This is Bengals money line, one of the hottest teams in football, offensively and defensively. They look rock solid, even though they got blitzed by the Falcons offense in Atlanta. You're supposed to get blitzed by the Falcons offense in Atlanta. I'm not here for what you're not doing, what you're not supposed to be doing. Nailed it. Oh my God, what is tonight? I need sleep. Giants Panthers, lockish. Nothing the Giants the Giants do scares the Panthers. Nothing. They've had an extra week to prepare. If they don't win that game, it's stupid. The Titans -170 against the Bills reeks of trap game, reeks of parlay killer, reeks of teaser killer, and I'm taking it anyway because the Titans have a pass rush and an offensive line, and Corey Davis is going to be unguardable when he hits his athletic apex. But boy, Titans 170. I know you're at Bills Mafia, but go get it. You got to be kidding me, man. 3.5 points? Like, respect the Titans a little bit. The Titans beat the Jaguars and they beat the defending champions. So they beat an NFL semifinalist and the NFL champion on back-to-back weeks. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, take that for data. Malik Monk forgot to put his jersey on before checking into the game. I kind of want to watch that, but I don't want to get in trouble. Stake all straights. What does that mean? Oh, you put all the same thing on them. So this is already at 4,000 on our parlay. I kind of like that. Raiders, Chargers. I honestly am not touching this game because of how bad the Chargers defense has looked. I think the over is very much in play for and all intents and purposes. Let's throw the over right now and bump. This literally doubled our parlay. At 7 teams, we were at plus 4,000. That 8th team at -105 takes us to plus 7,900. Yikes. It's an extra $1,000. Boom. Cardinals, Niners. This is the Cardinals' first win of the season. Josh Rosen is a good quarterback. I will show you the data. I will show you the throws. Josh Rosen is a good quarterback. Rams Seahawks. I'm not going to touch it. It's just got all the makings. Another game in Seattle. The Rams look unbeatable. 10 days between games. They should be extra prepared. They should roll the Seahawks, and that's why I'm not touching it. I might take a first half bet. Not touching it for this parlay. Texans Cowboys. I want to take the Texans, but that rivalry being what it is, let's just abandon ship. Although that is a good Sunday night game. Let's just take our $22,000, our 20 plus 22,000, and just put a measly $200 on it to win a bus driver's salary. Like, honestly, it's not that big of an ask for this 9-team parlay to come through. Broncos money line, Cleveland Browns under, Packers, Bengals money line, Panthers money line, Titans money line, Raiders Chargers over, Cardinals underdog, baby. Just like that. We could flip the Cardinals. We get a little more insurance if you're not confident, guys. Because I'll take a field goal plus against Shanahan. That 22,000 becomes 15,000. So you lose $14,000 of winnings, but you get 4.5 points. So let me ask you this. Would you trade 4.5 points in the NFL for $14,000 of real money? 4 points in the NFL. Don't answer that. Makes my argument look bad. But of these games, liking 9, not even liking 9, but I could get into 9 right off the jump, and we'll probably end up with around 5 to 7 really strong plays because that's where we've been at, and we've been crushing. That's Christian Bale again. I still can't believe it. I actually still can't believe it. We're on 3 straight profitable weeks. If you're watching Good Morning Boom on IGTV, Good Morning Boom, we do picks on Thursday. Oh, the manager challenged the pickoff attempt. There you go, replay. Let's go, replay. Let's go, replay, boys. Let's go, replay, boys. What do you say, replay, boys? Our IGTV picks have been unbeaten for 2 weeks straight. We had the Browns on Thursday Night Football, win. Then we took Clemson minus 16, win. Then we took the Rams on Thursday Night Football, win or push depending on where you bought it. I brought it down to 6 because I'm sharp. And then we took the Michigan under, smashed by double digits. Never close. Never close. That's 3-0-1. Most likely 4-0. Unless if you played 7.5, you're a clown for that odds, because 7.5 is a horrible, horrible, horrible gambling number. Horrible gambling number. So we adjust. I should make this an odds show probably, right? Let's make this the betting show. I like filming the waivers thing. Maybe we should do that earlier and then talk betting. But, if the chat is more lively, then it becomes harder for me to do the video. The video can be shorter. We can talk more, have more to engage about. So it's a give and take based on audience reaction, interaction. But I think streaming is important. Being present, hanging out. Bay Area kid, you're out here. Oh, Chamuk. Yes, betting so. Chamuk just came in the chat like gangbusters. Yes, betting show. Okay, so Thursday we'll do Thursday Night Football, but we should do more betting stuff. So let's, because the Tuesday stream, I like it, and I like doing it for baseball. Betting son, dude, I'm telling you, Chamuk, kid's hot. Kid's running hot. All right? And I'm on the Rockies right now, and they look like the better baseball team based on the box score that I keep refreshing. Okay? So Tuesday, we might would we pivot? What would you prefer we pivot to Tuesday, Chimuk? Would you rather do Friday night to do college too? Because honestly, I can spend my Friday night with y'all. I don't go out. I really have just been hanging out with friends and working on gambling on Friday nights. I don't go, I meet girls on my phone. Like, I don't go to bars. Drinking is super overrated. What am I talking about? But so Let me know if you're watching the show how you feel about what the best day would be that you'd be interested in. Because also it's Friday night, so like, why am I streaming? But also if you're hanging around on Friday night, you got something to do, because Friday TV is always horrible, you know? Not that I'm like, why am I being like there's nothing on TV? Like, it's 2018, there's always something to watch. But you know what I'm saying. When to bring the content. But I would enjoy hanging out during the World Series and just talking shit, talking live bets. I do like these wild card games, though. I love one game for your season because it's the antithesis of baseball. If you're a lover of baseball, they overturned it. If there's Friday boom action, I'll be there. Oh, no way. If there's Friday boom action, I'll be there. Chumuk, that is very provocative. Whew. So we might make a little adjustment. We might make a Friday gambling show, or maybe just a video. But I like hanging out and looking at picks and looking at trends articles and working things down together and then slapping together teasers, parlays. I'm trying to do no teasers 2018. Honestly, that's been my goal, is to get through football season without making multiple teasers, because I feel like they are a loss in the long run. Ultimately a scam. Baez struck out. In other news, water is wet. But I do feel like, A, I'm running hot, so I want to flex and talk about gambling as much as I can. And B, the people want to know. The people want the picks. We're going to do a 3-team parlay on Sunday because we lost a 6-team, we lost a 5-team, we lost a 4-team. So we got to do a 3-team parlay on Sunday. Lock it. But if we hit it, it'll make up for all our past, you know. You decrease the teams, but you increase the units. That's how you chase, baby. Ian Desmond, one of the best looking players in baseball. Eyes are beautiful. Definitely on the all eyes team. He might even be playing first base for the all eyes team. You got Brian at third. Oh my God, you got Moncada at second. Wow, look at this infield. I might bring back Jeter and have him play short. Whoa. I said it. Because you got Kevin Kiermaier in right, most beautiful man in baseball. That's my favorite. When I'm at a bar and baseball's on, I'm like, hey, see that? I turn to a girl, I say, see that guy? That's the most beautiful guy in baseball. He's MVP of the all eyes team. Javi Baez is on the all fuckboy team. This is just the stuff you talk about when you watch baseball for so many hours. So many hours. If you guys have questions about that, in the chat, I was teasing about it on Twitter, but I'm serious. I worked for MLB Instant Replay, and if you guys want to know about it, if you guys want to know about the inner workings, like I'm not gonna like freely rant. Family show, but I mean, fuckboy's a word. You know what I mean? Like, that's got an Urban Dictionary. Look at the paragraph that they use for fuckboy. It is a chapter. There's so much here for this one word. Boy who is strictly in a sexual relationship, he will lead a girl on, let her down, then apologize only to ask for pics once the girl is welcomed back into her trust. Boys like this will pretend to genuinely care about the girl, but always fail to prove the supposed affection. He almost never makes plans because he has to hang out on his terms, which could be the most whimsical of times, and if the girl rejects those plans because she has a legitimate reason for not being able to hang out, he will get pissed. However, if plans are made, he will bail on them without a second thought. If a girl tries to stand up to this a-hole, thinking he will most likely deny everything, turn it all around on the girl, making it seem as though the conflict at stake is her fault, he has done nothing wrong and hates when girls bitch at him for, quote, no reason. Yo, that's Javi Baez. That's Javi Baez, Chamuk. I hope I taught you something today about Javi Baez. And look at Christian Bale. What? I just keep coming back to it. But no, Javi Baez is really on that squad. 3 quick outs for Leicester. Good God, what was that? That's another team. The Rockies are just as bad, where the top of their lineup is awesome, but in the bottom, it's like, well, I mean, Desmond is okay. Craig Dahl has some pop. Ionette is not good. And the pitcher's hitting. It's the NL, so it's just a cluster no matter what. But yeah, no, Javi Baez is on that team. The all eyes team, though. I might have to build that diamond with headshots for the show on Sunday, and we just get into it. It's one of the best things in baseball. The all eyes team. You never know who's pitching. Scherzer, one of each color, keeps hitters off balance. What a freak! Let's look that up real quick. Look at this guy. Yeah. I actually might withdraw this. I don't know if I want this guy pitching for my team. I don't know if I want to look at this guy every day. Do I want to show up to work and look at this guy, honestly? I'm not sure. When he opens his eyes big like that, do you think he does this with his eyes when he pushes all in a poker game? All in. And then just hits you with the double chroma? It's weird to look at. It's off-putting. I like none of this. But he is my pitcher for the all eyes team. He pretty much has to be. It's almost by default. Almost. But if you can find a better one, I'm always all ears. It's not an all ears team, but I will use the ones I have. So you got Desmond, Moncada, Jeter, Chris Bryant at third. We got Kevin Kiermaier. We got three. Kevin Kiermaier in right, Kevin Kiermaier in center, and Kevin Kiermaier in left. Just to round it out, you know. All right. Enough about the all eyes team. I digress into the stuff I want to talk about. Let's talk about peaking. Peaking. There are guys whose value is never going to get lower or higher. It's literally one or the other, Rick. How do you say the wrong one? Because you've been up since 5 and the show has 14 minutes left? Tell me more, because I am your therapist. Make sure you guys get down with the Boombox. Let's talk about this real quick. The Boombox is how you get hooked up for watching Boom Fantasy streams. You watch the stream while the show's going on. You deposit rick@boomfantasy.com. Screenshot, send me it. So I know that you deposited because of me. It makes it feel good. It raises my heart. Excitement. What happens? You get to answer any question you want. When the chat's busier on Sunday, I miss questions. So on Sunday, you get whatever you want to pop, right? Then I put you on the emoji board. The emoji board's important because it goes on forever. It goes on until next year. It goes through basketball season and baseball season. This show's not going to stop. This train's going to keep rolling. You want to get on the emoji board, but this is just for football season, all right? But if you send in your deposit, you enter to win the Boombox. And we're going to start pulling those soon. You get Boom Apparel. Flex the logo. Go out in public. People be like, what's Boom Fantasy? Be like, bitch, you don't know. Family show. Then you get Boom Swag. You get to rep Boom in other ways other than on your body. Because sometimes you got to do laundry. And I respect that. But there's real value in here. Because we have autographed jerseys in the Boombox. And a bobblehead. But honestly, I don't have to show these much more, right? I just let the words talk. Chumuk, you know. I just want to write something. Is there paint? Can I get in paint? I just want to do a quick reveal. Paint.net. What is this? Painting tools online. This is what I want. Yep. How do I undo? How do I undo? All right. Let's get this. You guys ready? We're going to reveal one of the names. Oh my God. Come on. It's so hard to change paint. I've never painted before. There it is. You guys ready? Can you get it? Do you know what's happening? This is a signed jersey in the boombox. This is going to go away when it's done. Do you guys know what it is? Can you see? Yeah, it works. It fits. Oh, I am bad with the mouse. Yeah, I went there. Do you know why? Oh, yeah, son. Yeah, that signed jersey is in the boom box. You deposit, you screenshot, you email it to me. You can win this signed jersey. I'm serious. I'm not fucking around. Family show. I spent too much money at Pristine Auction, dude. Chamuk, you already know I spent too much money at Pristine Auctions, my guy. It is borderline offensive how little I've been at this company and how much of their money I spent on signed jerseys. It is so inappropriate and is a reflection of my inexperience in a casual office setting or even working at a startup. I worked for Major League Baseball as a behemoth, and I would still get fired if I spent $400 of their money. Oh my God. At the Fantasy 5 on Twitter. Let's close out the show by watching this 15 times. This is Ryan Weiss. He is a staff writer for the Fantasy Footballers. Fantasy Footballers, you know, that's a good podcast. But on top of everything, man, they put out a ton of content that isn't their podcast. Which, by the way, they're starting a podcast that is like not football, and I have got to take a look out for it because I hear good things and I like them. I think they've done a good job at being like, those are your friends. I don't think they have the best fantasy advice always. They're a little chalky, but their picks are very good. They are very good advice. You could do so much worse than trusting them, for sure. The Cubs got 1 on and 2 outs. Almora singled. But look at this. No matter your thoughts on Case Keenum or the outcome of tonight's game, we can all agree that this hand signal should be retired. What is you doing? Yep, that is Case Keenum doing the old double shake weight. That is really good. Let's blow that up real quick. Case Keenum, what'd you do last night? I love that. Oh, and he's like, oh, baby, what is you doing? I'll watch that on loop. I'll have that in the background as I work out. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Keenum. That was really funny. Good job, Ryan Weiss. You had a good tweet. And I just realized my Twitter is in another language. Oh, God. Oh, God, what do I do here? Guys, my Twitter is in another language. Look, the tweets say Tweety. And this is bad. My home says Hivani Stranka. Profile. Media studio. What do you guys think is help? What do you guys think is help in whatever language this is? Moments. Oh, geez. These are my settings. Well, let's not give away any. Let's not dox anybody today. How about that? All right. This is where we get in trouble. Just scrolling random tweets. We show media and we get banned. All right. Keep it kicking. A little bit at a time. Shmook, glad you got to see that. Glad you like that. That's awesome. There's at least 9 things up for grabs. The Office might keep the 10th thing because we love it so much. But if we don't, it's going to command a lot of attention. Oh, baby. I'm still laughing at the length of the definition of the word fuckboy. Family show, but seriously, that someone was scorned when they wrote that. It was very specific. But it was also very relatable. I saw myself in that paragraph at times. I hate to admit it, reluctant to admit it. But that wasn't all wrong. Yikes. You know what's all wrong that I want to do, but it's all wrong? I want to go to half-price appetizers by myself sometimes. I think half-price appetizers is such a good deal at Applebee's. There's an Applebee's so close to my house. So close that I could be, if I were a bigger failure in life, I could be the guy that got rip-roaringly drunk at Applebee's 3 times a week and just half-price apps, Miller Lights, Uber home. Like, I could do that so regularly that I almost want to. I don't think the food quality is very good, but I think it's like being in a restaurant and getting fast food prices, you know? Like, that's how much the food, when a restaurant cuts the cost of a food in half, that's like how much it's supposed to cost, you know? That's how much it is supposed to cost before corporate greed takes over, you know? So if something's supposed to cost $9 and it costs $4.50, get me in there and put the other $4 towards a beer. Stat. Because the Uber's not expensive. And I'm trying to get loose at Applebee's. Bring my laptop, you know, like, ugh. I don't know why I don't find this socially acceptable. I should get like a corner booth. Nobody would know, man. I wish eating by myself was a little less sad. But the funny thing is, I'll go to the diner by myself for 2 hours. I've sat at the diner at 2 a.m. and eaten a grilled cheese and fries. I've done it. I'll do it again. But for some reason, half-price apps, I just feel like has a social component, a large groups component. Why am I even talking about this? This is literally like therapy. I just don't understand. It's the culture. We do it for the culture. We didn't get into players that are peaking. So let's talk about I would rather talk about half-price apps for sure than which players I think are peaking, but that's probably because I'm hungry. I can guarantee you that Ryan Fitzpatrick will never have another game like he had the past 3 weeks. I may even guarantee that he'll score 0 points next week. It's ambitious, but he might score 0 points every week for the rest of the season. How about that? That player is peaked. Trubisky's the same way, but except for, you know, his body was inhabited by a good quarterback. 6 touchdowns is what I expected out of Trubisky this season. So 6 in one day, pretty good. It sucks the Bucs are on bye because it means that they'll have a chance to get their shit together, family show. But ultimately, that's a secondary that we're going to try to target every week, especially in Boom Fantasy and DFS contests. I think Alvin Kamara is peaked, and I know that that's probably the craziest one on the books, but Mark Ingram's going to come back. Taysom Hill is getting more work. I just think all of Alvin Kamara's red zone value is being slowly sucked away. It's like the hose from the dentist. It's not like powerful, but it's like a slow, ever-present suction that ultimately leaves you dry. The dentist hose. The best reference I've made on the show today. 858. Carlos Hyde, Nick Chubb's a thing. There's gonna be public pressure to give Nick Chubb the ball more. James Conner's slowly regressed over 4 weeks. We get it. He's not good. Get a haircut. Latavius Murray, Dalvin Cook on a pitch count is a very good thing for Dalvin Cook owners. Dalvin Cook's a buy low for sure. If there's an 0-3 team in your league with Dalvin Cook, make that swap. Latavius Murray's done. Once Cook gets fine, Murray's done. Jameis doesn't look at Deshaun Jackson the same way that Fitz does because Fitz is crazy upside, man, so forget it. And Philip Dorsett. Edelman's back. Cordarrelle Patterson coming into his own. Josh Gordon doing his thing. The Philip Dorsett era was short-lived and it is over. That's it. That's the show. Little upside, little downside. We evaluate, we progress, getting better every week. If your fantasy season ends, your DFS season begins. Your DFS season ends, gambling season begins. Profit off of football. That's why I'm at home, to help you make money on the NFL season. Through 4 weeks, doing it. Damn good job. It's a check down. I'm all about it. We will continue to run hot through Thursday, through Sunday, and into October. I haven't looked at college lines, but I will. This midweek is soccer. That's for the degenerates. And we're on the Rockies right now. Enjoy this game. Tomorrow, the Yankees. I love the Yankees, but I just don't see it. Is what it is. Y'all are beautiful. Enjoy the rest of your night. Email me if you want to chat more. Hit me on Twitter at the Rick Rosen. Hit me on Twitter at BoomDFS.